Well, a very good evening to you and yours, and welcome to it. It's a brand new season on Football on 216. My name is Itimeleng Khosikgadiagabanda. So excited and so delighted to be in your company as we give you the best and the finest. This is where the heartbeat of development football in South Africa gets closer to you. Now, you're wondering, the Gauteng Development League, who comes from this league? I'm talking about the likes of Relebogile Mofokeng, Kutlwano Letlaku, Siabonga Mabena, Emil Witboy. There's so many of them, and these are the stars that we get you closer to, but also track the journeys of those who are to follow. Now, you know me, I roll squad deep, never alone, always go with people that I love because I believe that teamwork makes the dream work. And just as you know them, I have the squad in studio. Mom Nandi, Pinkinga. My gents?
Magumnan.
Pinking.
We are back.
Back like umkokot.
Yeah.
Traveling, let's start with you. Mr. Kati, you need to do it.
Why do you
have to do it.
I dira by Philly. I get right. Yeah, so Tonte Haki Simul like a cutting. Yeah, no, it do Kumonate Hori, Eberna Luena, Raham Hadi, Kintluarona Babuti. Ketimela season intro episode 1, yeah, season 2. Yeah, it's been long, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to the new season.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Katin Katong, you love him for that, and he's going to give you more greatness come this season. Yeah. Maskuluma City, Satanti Sef.
Lalela ora uyikhulume kahle mayethi kindlu yagago kindlu yarona so ikasi lakho ikasi lami amakasayafana yeah umbukele ekhaya mhlambe siyamthembisa ukuthi nanamhlanje sizazomnikeza futhi kule season lena somnikeza izinto ezimnandi ngoba beyabona ke shintshile igiye manje si live Hey, still live.
We are live. We are live.
Yeah.
But for those who actually are meeting you for the very first time, bayazi ukuthi sadansi sefa awungitshela ukuthi umhlokoloza yenzani kuhlokoloze kuphi.
Lalela sengishintshile mfethu mina ngihlale ngize nezinto
Alright.
But it's fine. Okwamanje umhlokolozi ongahlokolozeki ukuhlokolozeka umhlokolozayo bathi abahlokolozayo hlokoloza umhlokolozi. Sifisa ukuhloka umsimango isiZulu commentator ngikhona nalapho.
So
kancane ngiyavela.
Kancane ngiyavela iTV yakwazi.
And nami ngiyaya.
It's not just the two of you. We also haven't done Akoma words. So this is where we put Klagstop on the map. This is where we say, stand up. Botswana, Setswana. We want everyone to be part of it.
Khaitsediaka modiri mmogo le nna sifiso o buile maloba isifiso sakhe utlungkutlo gore ke aka isifiso sakhe ene le gore go tlogele go nna matota score ka kwa buile sifiso isifiso sakhe
Amen.
So excited, Lives. I'm so excited. I mean, you also have your own trademark. Good
khaitsediaka wa nkitse ke ntwana go mawesa yo sa moitseng o tlo go moitse kankane kwena mathopa.
Yeah.
It's a 5 minutes.
I mean, I'm so excited. That's the gents. They say that this is my home, but it's not just my home. It's also a home that we want you to be part of. And you can interact with us on all social media platforms. Use the hashtag, the only one that matters, because this is the finest league as far as development football is concerned. It's hashtag football on 216. Now, as we said that we have already started working, we are back, like Umkolo. And the boys had a trip down to the Eskom Megawatt Park. And this is where they went on to meet SuperSport United to see as to how their preps for the top 8 is going. Take a look.
How the we can wait. Happy New Year,
You can never say Happy New Year in February, bro. Happy New Year is in January or February.
Marina Hagiralo, it's a new season. Yeah, football on 216. Relatayalo episode 1 Kawahawa 2025. Is that a Mike Nusimu Kaiti? For Lenana Lahala Mamarato Hale, Uluhopote. Hangekita Makin, Sikinalen, Danagoma with the Lepsikin week.
Lela, Magumnan, Pinking. The wait is over. You've waited for a month and a couple of weeks. But today, you're going to see us back on your screens. Football on 216, season 2, episode 1.
Episode 1, bona. Reterle Tonya Hosifukai, Rawaka Kwanu Kafa Megawatt Park. Ritomana Jalo, Makawana, Banu Hadil Kafata, Hasumelu Borobongi, Ba SuperSport United. Ilwana Lempori, Bafenta Sejana, Sa under 19, Sa top 8, Mituhori, Juliana, top 8.
But now, Mr. Mahagi, tell me something. Do you think, looking at the new team, that they have now, do you think they can be able to defend the title?
o gopola gore setlhopha seno sa SuperSport United se e leng gore ba tsaba ba se dira ba tsaya batshameki ba half GDC half under 19 ka gore ba kgona ba santsene ke makaona ba e leng gore ba kgona gore ba kgone ba tlhakane ya mare fela o itse gore ke tse dintsi ga di le a re ba tsele morago
Zwagala. Emily, ke shebile ka mokgwa coach Timza a leng busy ka teng da break.
yeah it looks like they're really getting ready for the new season bona le top 8
I saw a new signing ya bone Lesego.
le tsego mo bona tla go tsebele wa mo gopola le sego mo kae o na tshameka ka setlhopheng se le sa 7th Academy ga o ka tsaya lebela malebela o teng ka kwa wa ikatisa le setlhopha seno sa SuperSport new signing ya ntlha e le gore re bone ga re tsena ka kwa
Lalela makomnandi
e pinking
nazo
Going back to your opponent. If they pass the ball, pass the ball to me. Pass the ball, you go like this. Then you go to the opponent. Pass the ball. Pass. Open up, yes. Then you okay. Play the ball, going straight. Yes, watch out. Play. Oh, well. Play. Quicker. Open up. Ball. Quality ball. To the spot. Finish. Run away, better.
welcome to football on 216 bona motho ke a itse lenanao la gago la mmamorapa re tswile ra tla ka kwano ka ma megawatt park ka fa ile gore go ikatisa setlhopha seno sa matsatsantsa SuperSport United dianong se le slisteng ka kwano ke gore ke bone ba sireletse ba sejana sa under 19 top 8 GDL ka gore yalo re tlo buisana jalo le coach Tumelo Cyprian Ndaba dumela coach ke a go amogela mo lenanong la rona la football on 216
Thanks my brother.
ka go re tlile ka kwano ra bona gore boikatiso bo tsweletse how are you preparing because we know very soon you will be up against that TS Galaxy under 19 playing your first match. It's a knockout, you know, it's a top 8
Yeah.
How are you preparing? I see the preparations are going well, but with my naked eye I only see this. What is it that's going behind this drill that's happening right now?
Yeah. Thanks, man, home interviewer. Thank you so much. We started, I think, with our preparation on the 3rd of January because usually we combine our under 19 and the GDC together. So most of the boys, they started training, I think, 3rd of December, most of them. So Onache, they are training twice. We started training in the morning, then we train in the afternoon. So today is a light session for them because they had extensive training in the morning. We were doing conditioning training. So now it's most of focusing on the individual technical drills.
wa utlwa motho they are doing technical drills ile sona setlhopha seno sa SuperSport United Tumelo Ndaba o ka mpolella fano ke a utlwa gore le tlhokanya setlhopha sa lona sa DDC re kile ra bona le tshameka mo malobeng ile gore le tlile ka makaona ba le bantsi ba setlhopha se le sa DDC e se gore ra go expose go TS Galaxy a re ka bona seo se etsagala le gore ke ntse ile gore o tlo se dira gore o sireletse sejana.
No, these boys that are playing here, it's our under 19. We've got under 19 in DDC. And if you can look at our DDC, most of the boys, they're coming from here. You look the likes of Mwatu, Manilisa, I started with them from under 17. So now those ones, they will have fair opportunity also to develop and fight for their spot in the DDC.
Okay, my colleague Lebzi Kenwave,
Yeah.
If you take your head and put it on the block,
Yeah.
how successful do you think you're going to be in defending this title?
No, definitely will be competitive. Anything they know, these boys, whether it's training or a game, I'm always competitive. I want to win.
SuperSport United, all 4 divisions, they qualified for top 8.
Yeah.
Mamelodi Sundowns, all 4 divisions, they qualified for top 8. Looking at the teams that are on the top 8 currently, do you think there's any other team that can give you a challenge to say, you know what, this time you are not defending your title?
My brother, you know, when coming to GDL, your team is simple. All the teams are competitive. So it doesn't matter whether it's Sundowns or it's Luma 7 or Randbeck. All of these teams, when they play against us, they compete. So every time we have to go extra 1% extra in terms of a competition level. So there's no easy team that will say, this team will lose against them or will beat Sundowns or we're going to lose against Sundowns. When you play against Sundowns, obviously, those are the 2 PSL teams. The boys are already confident, or no, we want to play against this one. But if you play against Randbeck, let me make an example, like amateur teams, when you play against them, most of those players, they want to come here in SuperSport. You understand? So they will perform the extra mile. They will go extra mile performance. So it's going to be difficult to lead team. You know, when I play against Sundowns or whatever TS Galaxy, I don't have that pressure. But when I play a major team, that's where the pressure comes, because those boys, they want their spots. They want to be here also. They want to show us that they've got talent to be here.
Yes, ya ka gautlwile ke re coach Tumelo Ndaba a bua jalo ka yone GDL ke a itse is your favorite league in Africa a ipakanyetsa jalo go kopana le setlhopha sele sa TS Galaxy mo mafelong a beke a di 16 tsa February tla be re le ka kwano le bone ba amogela ba intota setlhopha seno sa SuperSport United ba amogela TS Galaxy ka go rialo nna ke le Master Cutting Carton ke re it's a cutting
Carton.
Waitse is football on 216. Mom Nando Mnandi, Maiguwe, Igwe Putingege, Baktalion. With me now is Cristiano Serra, the man who used to play for Randbeck AFC last season. Today, he's playing for SuperSport United. Cristiano, how's it, Mauti?
I'm good, and you?
Good, man. Quick one. If you can just tell me the difference between playing for Randbeck AFC and SuperSport United. How do you level up those 2 teams?
Definitely, you speak about the competitive levels. You know, yeah, you make a mistake, they're on you, they're quick to criticize, everything like that. It's not really a game here. This is people's lives, it's people's jobs. This is what they want to do for a living. Randbeck side, I would say, is maybe a bit more social, a bit more free. But they are good players, but just the mentality that's very different. Yeah.
How long have you stayed in Randbeck before you came here?
I was there under 13s when I played for the Pirates, and then moved since under 13s.
Yeah. So now with SuperSport, we know that they've got a DDC team, Randbeck. They're only focusing more on the development of the player. So now, what are your goals now here at SuperSport?
I definitely want to break into PDC as soon as possible. For the GDL setup, you know, we push, we win whatever we can win, any trophy, any competition, we win it. But for me personally, moving to PDC as quickly as possible, hopefully into first team. And
The first team. And I think I heard you speak about Pirates. Have you played for Pirates before?
I played for them under 13s.
Wow, under 13s.
Yeah.
So you are highly experienced. So I understand why you're saying you want to move in as soon as possible. So now,
Well, those are our gents out at SuperSport United at the Eskom Megawatt Park preparing for the top 8 competition that is set to kick off this coming weekend. Defending champion SuperSport United, did you walk in there? Did you feel that atmosphere level?
ke ba utlwile ka mokgo ba ikatisang ka teng ngwana kgaitsedi ya motho gore ba ikemiseditse thata mme ke a bona gore di-signing tsa bone tse ke di boneng kwa itu watch the space.
I mean, Uwidele Cristiano.
Yeah.
And one thing that's interesting that he said is that when he played for Randburg, it was a bit more social.
Yeah.
Go SuperSport go competitive.
Kwa go iwa kwa mara ke mone ma di ikatiso ga ka re ke itse ke le ka mmotsa gore okay o tlo go kgona go jela yang into the team ka gone ra itse matsatsantsa ba tshameka yang Randburg e tshameka o re no go bonolo ka gonne ba tshameka jalo ka di outright wingers le bone ka jalo go gonna bonolo ka gore ra mitse ka motlhakoreng sera gore o kutsi ka jalo go mmona gore a na le confidence e kalo go nna go mpa confidence le nna gore nya go go dira sentle especially se tlhopa ka botlalo.
Yeah, okunye i-Randburg wena itu ne. I-Randburg ne-SuperSport ibhola labo nzuvuma. Badlala ibhola elifanayo.
Yeah.
Because uzokhumbula njengoba sibonile kunomgijimi no Cristiano. Bafike ba-adapta because athi sebedlala last year before i-GDL iphela. So ibhola liyafana. I think now uzo-adjusta kahle. Mara i-competition ibhaya because kula ma-position lawa adlalayo ngabala abantu abawu-4. Yo.
Yeah. I mean, you refs got to speak to Coach Ndaba.
Yeah.
And obviously he's a reigning coach, obviously very quiet man, doesn't have much to say. Do you feel any pressure from his side, if any?
Tshwantse business ona Tumelong Ndaba ka gore motshameko mongwe le mongwe wa ileng gore wa o tshameka
Yeah.
o batla go fenya so o tlo tsamaya jalo a ye ko top 80 a rialo a re ditlhopha tse dinnyane a ka dibitsa tse dinnyane tota a gona setlhopha se senyane ko GDL ga re ka rialo o buile yalo le ena gore ditlhopha tse e leng gore e santse ne le di-academy teams ke tsona di leng gore di a mo sokodisa ka gonne ga ba tshameka it's like basimane ba mo ditekong gonne mosimane mongwe le mongwe o go tshamekela ditlhopha tse di ko tlase o batla go tshamekela SuperSport United mme fela re ka bona ka tsatsi la Sontaga re Tumelong Ndaba a ntsha mmutla ka fa tlase ga katiba London Samuels from Highlands Park o signile le SuperSport.
Oh, exciting, exciting. You talk about those academies that we have within the Gauteng Development League, and it looks like as much as they see them as a threat, but it's also a hunting ground for these bigger teams.
Re bone jalo makaona ba lantse re ne re na le ka bona le la ko Hyper Katoras Hyper yeah o na le ka kwano a tshamekela Katoras Hyper o tlile ka kwano ka for the magic couch o ile ka go stop and sell magic couch the magic couch ke tare o signile le setlhopha sele sa Kaizer Chiefs so wa bona gore makaona ba le bantsi ba ba ko di academy ga ba tshameka ba tisa tota because ba itse gore le bone toro ya bone ke go ipona a le apere mebala ya SuperSport United a bona apere mebala ya TS Galaxy kgotsa yone Kaizer Chiefs no tlhalosa ga re simolola gore makawana ba ileng gore ba fitile ka for GDL ke ba bakae le kawana the latest edition ko Premier League o tswang ka fa GDL o ratilwe Moloisane o na tshameka mo mafelong so wa bona gore gape ke se se gore makawana ba se lebela gore ga nka fitla ka for Gauteng Development League SuperSport United kana Mamelodi Sundowns kana Kaizer Chiefs tšhono yaka ya gore ke fitla ko PSL ke ntsi thata.
Yeah, you talk about SuperSport United, right? And they're the reigning champions, as we already said. One thing that I love about when Asfiso Guti, Guhle Megawatt Park, the grass is green, but they're wearing their blue kits, they look like they fit, but you believe that there will be an obstacle and it's not going to be a walk in the park.
Mina angifuna untshela manga bafethu masingabheka kakhulukazi ama-under 19 siye kwi-league ubani owinile kwi-league
No,
Highlands Park. Kuleya nyaka Highlands Park. So this year GDL top 8 ubani uzoyiwina.
What happened on the last day of the season when we had postponing games?
Angithi angifuni ukuthi kuthiwa kusho mina. Nakusho lalelani.
What Highlands Park is.
What Highlands Park is.
Okay. For the sake of the show. But under 19 abawinile league last year na last year yini?
Highlands Park.
Amathiwa amaningi mawubheka lapha ne-SuperSport United ngizwile ukuthi nithembile vele manje SuperSport United but ubheka ukuthi zonke lezi intwana ey'sazanayo ubonile signing yazo ingakanani kunabantu abasha abasayiniwe and mostly badlala ngentwana esisuka kuma-under 17 to abomane esimazibuka abekho
Yeah.
abobuhlale ngwada abekho abo-Theofatso abekho so lokho kusho ukuthini okusho ukuthi i-Sundowns lezi ntwana lezizodlala ngazo ma-under 19 bese idlala already ma-under 19 khona bokamva moni
tla go gopotse seo se sengwe sefiso go ka lebelela setlhopha sa SuperSport United makawana ba le bantsi ba e leng gore ba tshameka ka DDC they still qualify to play for under 19 o ka bona ba tla ka bone makawana bo botlhale ngwato la ka o ntse o ba bala o ka ba bona ba tlo tshameka still qualifies
but bokamva moni
mare mfetho
Kamva
o itse
mone.
ke tlo go tlatsa Mr. Mogaki mo lene ba na le botlhale ba ba bo dirisang tsalake ba kgona go tsaya DDC team ya bone ba ka bana mmalwa ba tsenye bone you can't buy experience it wa itse
Yeah.
ka ilo maitemogelo a bone ke nagana gore I'm not sure ba tlo go gapa
Yeah.
fela ba na le tšhono e ntle ya gore ba ka sireletse
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about SuperSport United, and obviously you two gents believe that they have the upper hand going into the season. But what is it really about SuperSport United? Because as you've said, Ramberg and SuperSport play the same type of football. But what is it that gives them that X factor and that little edge over the other teams?
yeah I think lento ebisho or ne iSuperSport United ayinqeni ukusukisa intwana ama-under 17 iyoyidlalisa ku-DDC so already intwana mayibuya ngapha now
Imnandi.
seyimnandi experience seyiningi so amanye ama-team afuna ukuhamba ngama-levels kanti kwesinye isikhathi ithatha intwana mthathu kamhlelo marelethi umfaye laphana ku-DDC so that's why intwana ze-SuperSport kwesinye isikhathi zithi mase ibuya ngapha sithi nazi indala azikho ndala ukuthi isheshe zahanjiswa so I think iyo lonto leyo
and then le gape o lebelele makawana ba SuperSport United like bo botlhale ngwato ke tshepa I think botlhale ngwato o na le go ikatisa le setlhopha se segolo sa ga Gavin Hunt so o lebelele gore maitemogelo a e leng ka go setlhopheng seo ga ba the intensity ya training le the first team ke yone e ba bang gore on the upper hand as well.
I like that you talk about the lower divisions, which they're not afraid to promote, right? I want us to assess now the Gauteng Development League with the lower divisions. Let's go back to under 13. Yes, there are talks that this season we may not have under 13. We will start at under 14. Let's start with that point. Are you happy with that? Are we starting development at the right age if we started at 14?
ke akanya gore ke kakanyo entle wena itu ka gopola sentle under 14 simolotse ngwa go fetileng ne re sa e tlhagise mo TV ne ntse re e bone ntse tshameka go morago fela ke kakanyo entle ka gone ya no tloga accommodate motho mo lo mongwe wena ntse lake ya no e bula kepe engwe e tonna ile gore everyone tlo gona accommodate mo go yona ka jalo ke akanya gore under 14 ke le gato le lentle le le gore le ga e tseile gore a re tsenye under 14 gore ba bannye ba fitlhang kwa go bo 13 le bone ba gone gore ba tshameke ka jalo re tlo go bona jalo tlhopha tse dintsi wena ntse lake ya ba tle ba tshameke ba kotsi ka gonne ya ka mogaki a buile gore they qualify go tshameka ka kwa le gore ba police fiso o buile gore ha ba tshabe ba ka tsa jalo le ka bona tshameka under 14 mise kwa under 17 million under 14 yone a gona difference ke bona ka ba tlo dira the very same thing e ba e dirileng ba gale ba tshameka la season mo gape ba tlo go ipoeletsa gape ba tshameka
ke arabe potso ya go itu ga o re is it a good age ka under 13 ga o ka lebelela under 13 a ke re ke yone e re mang ko spotlight le yone GDL go ka lebelela di academy teams tse dintsi bo Panorama bo Randburg ba simolola ka under 7 ba fitlhe so ngwana ga le ko under 9 a fitlhe ko under 10 already se ba itse gore ga ntse ba mo tsamaisa a tsamaya ka di-step ga fitlha ko under 13 o sa tsa botswitse ke tle kry-ile ikatiso and then le under 14 gore e tsengwe e ne le to bridge the gap ya under 13 to under 15 because makawana ba banne ba le ba under 13 na ba sokola go fita into under 15 ka gore ko under 15 ba kopana le makawana ba leng gore ba setse ba suta ba ya ko under 17 go nna popota for one so they said a re bridge the gap between 13 and 14 ke ka mo boneng under 14 introduce wa go GDL
mina ngayithu ngayo lento because as much as le gap lesa I bridge from under 13 to under 14 ne iya bridge I gap but then izobasebenzela ama team njengoba Panorama anama under 7 awukhulume ngeCatura's Hyper Academy esekumele focus kuma under 14 sazombona umdlalo mhlambe kuyichizo ofana no Semen obe na 10 or 11 because kuma under 13 besikwazi ukuthi intwana ena 10 or intwana ena na 9 10 ilahlele kuma under 14 but under 13 but manje under 14 uyabona ukuthi le ntwana ezincane kakhulu igap isizoba so as much as isivala ngapha le gap le ngapha yavuleka that's what I'm saying
tla ke tlhalosa yana Sifiso a se gore under 13 ba ibola gotlhelele under 13 it's still gonna be there gona le ya ke itse my reliable sources umpoleletso my reliable sources ba mpoleletso le ka ko Mamelodi Sundowns gona le diphetogo ko under 30 le under 14 mme fela ke tla yama ga ntse re
Ke batla go tshwara leleme and hold that thought you and your reliable sources. You walked in here and you said you have breaking news. When we come back from the break, we're going to find out as to what those breaking news are. SuperSport United is under construction. What construction is it and how different will they be looking? Go nowhere. Welcome back. You're still watching Football on 216, the only hashtag that matters on the socials. Make sure that you blow it up because we want to hear your thoughts as to what you're feeling and what you think about the season that lies ahead. Now, you know that we're about getting the game closer to you and we've extended our family. So if you've missed the show or you want anyone else who's on a different part of the world to also be part of the 216 family, you want to make sure that you get them to know that we're also on SABC Plus, bringing the game closer to you. We're talking about SuperSport United because they are the defending champions of the under-19s. Orapeleng Mokhaki says he heard through the grapevine that there are changes, there are new personnel at SuperSport United. Maroto.
My reliable sources Itumeleng. Segolo ka fa SuperSport United setse ke fetisitse London Samuels o ile ka ko re bone motshameko mongwe a ikatisa le ene o kile a feta ka kwano lesego mo kae o ikatisitse le SuperSport United ga re itse kganya go ga ise totobale ka ko Mamelodi Sundowns gape ba sainile Mpho Modau go tswa ka ko Prestige ra itse gore Karabo Modikwa o tswa ka ko Prestige ke motshwara dino Mpho Modau under 16 tla bona jalo me gongwe a tsena ka faslopeng se le sa ga Tiro van Rooyen coaching personnel re tlo bona mo katiso mo ntshwa ko under 14 ra itse gore mo gongwe fitile Coach Matthew George o ile ka ko Mamelodi Sundowns
Oh yes.
ga kere ke mo katisi ke a go bolella fela
Well, he said he was part of the coaching staff.
yes me
That's what he said.
fela ga o ria nngwe le nngwe ga di go fa pedi
Uh-huh.
a re boneng season e tla simola
And then that means TS Galaxy that leaves a gap.
TS Galaxy re tla tlhalosa ka TS Galaxy gana go ntse tsamaya go dikgang di le dintsi ka TS Galaxy
okay.
me fela ke nagana gore ke e tshware gonne le bone ba teng ka fa top 8 TS Galaxy ga e sa tlhele ka fa tlase ga TS Galaxy ga Team Sugars go setse leina fela batsadi ba bana ba TS Galaxy ba kopile gore ba sala ka leina la ga Team Sugars go fitlha setlhase fela Team Sugars setlhase sa GDL Team Sugars ga a sana under 13 le under 9 o simolla ka DDC o na le the Queens le the first team ga jalo le moaparo wa bone o tlo bona o fetogile ga ba kitla ba tshameka ka moaparo wa bone o re o tlwaetseng o le wa TS Galaxy ba tlo nna le kit e ntšha e leng gore batsadi ba tsere tshwetso ya gore ba kope gore ba feleletse setlhaseno e le bone TS Galaxy.
That becomes really interesting. Very interesting. Reliable sources. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to change the colors, but I think because they want to keep the association with the big team, the PSL team, probably the changes won't be that much.
Yeah. Enye into futhi le engishayela izandla wena abazali wena Edu nani Majens because sibonile na ku Iber Cup bengabazali kade becela behlanganisa abazali manje asebenza sebevele beyihlanganisela abazali befaka imali bedlale so into esingayishayela izandla abazali babonile ukuthi kunokuthi i-team iTS Galaxy inabadlali abaningi abadlalayo ife no asiqhubekeni ngicela usiphe igama kuphela wena thina soqhubeka so suthi ibo bazoyifanda manje abazali
Marianong Itu ha sheba GDL banna he ra gola ba fethu ha gona le transfer news mo GDL gona le bo di-status tse di change mo GDL ba fethu go ra gore go sengwe se re dirang right ka mo
Gona le madi a patelwang fo batshameki go GDL
go sala go madi
nisakhuluma ngama-transfer news ubekhuluma ngo-London kunentwana bathi ujobe London isuka ku-Sundowns yahamba yayodlala ekasi uyaziyo nawe ekasi Chiefs manje uzoyibona hayi lalela
I'm
uzoyibona
Amakasayafan.
Makumnandi ipinking. That's ebhola engithandayo.
The Gauteng Development League, just to remind the parents as well that we are because you are, you make this league exactly what it is. Supporting the future stars of this country is something that really gives us that edge and gives us a spring in our step. And it gives us more hope. As you said. Let's get into the top 8 because similar this weekend. Mamelodi Sundowns. Panorama. That's going to be interesting.
Ngwago fitileng Sundowns ka re neetswe ke liru. That
was the final that Highlands got to win.
mme ga re itse ka ona Sundowns re itse Panorama la itse ba fetise le it's a very good team Panorama ba gona go planela motshameko they can plan go sengwe se ba gona go tshameka bona counter attack ya bone kotsi Panorama ntsala ka jalo we can never say Panorama ga se di favorite go ba ka win Mamelodi Sundowns ba kotsi a ke gane fela they're not going to have it easy ntsala ka re bone ha ba tlo mo tlhopesa Panorama
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting because Randburg also finds themselves in the mix of things. They also have their opening fixture up against Mamelodi Sundowns. Randburg in general, we had the clogging of the field at the end of the season last season. That was one of the factors. I don't know if they've started with their pre-season. I'd like to believe that they have. Maroto, Have they said anything?
My reliable source. Runback AFC. Ba ikatisa khale ba simolotse. Ba nile le diteko mo go fitileng ke bone ntse ba le ka le makawana a mantshwa. Ga ke na le go etela ka foteng ka fa Runback AFC ke a go bona gore go dira garang. Runback AFC guys ke setlhopha se se serious ka gore ga ba simolla ba ira di medical test. Ga go te player medical fitness. Runback they do that. Player before air go ile ikatisa ba mo tsenya ba na le a professional doctor ya tsena e ba moshimane ditshipi wa mo cheka gore o siame o feletse me fela ba simolotse go ikatisa le bone setlhophesele sa Runback AFC ke fixture leng gore e trickinyana for bone ga ke bua le bana ke ba botsa gore le a go tshameka jang le Mamelodi Sundowns ra gopola mo ngwageng o fitileng ba tshamekile sentle kgatlhanong le Mamelodi Sundowns I think ne le yone under 15
ena ba simolla setla
ga ba simolla setla me irile mo karolong ya bobedi ba repisa me Mamelodi Sundowns wa itse gore ga o ka repisa Tlhoka fela Runback AFC so se ba se tlhoka ke confidence ya go dumela gore ba ka fenya motshameko.
You know, we talk about the teams that are the academy teams and the private clubs that we have within the Gauteng Development League. A team that we know produces stars when it comes to sports in South Africa is Tuks. But when it comes to GDL, ngatabeko. They start with Mamelodi Sundowns under 19. Ipinkinga silungisa kuphi ukuthi
Yazi izinto bethu
bayakhathaza ukuthi bayakhathaza.
Lalela Mamelodi Sundowns singakhohla ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi ukuthi wenzeni makuvaliwe GDL kuya counter lokho. Mamelodi Sundowns ihambile I think bengama under 17 or amanda bani lawa hambiye aye Dubai ayowina leyo lokho and yiwa zobasebenzela experience izoba lapho kakhulu. So amathak laphana angifuni ukuthi kuthiwe ngathi but contest.
I want us to talk about a team that we love everyone. I don't care who, but we love the atmosphere.
Academy.
The atmosphere. Masiti Kuito.
Resa.
Do you understand? Remember, Elite Sports Academy, they also find themselves competing in the top 8. We've seen the developments ever since we started the Gauteng Development League. Spigela Paya, there was no tuck shop. Now there's a tuck shop. Now there's a space where they sell their kits as well. The team is developing and we're seeing investment into it. What are we expecting from them come this season?
Abona lina le no se letla motlhogong ya ka re bua ka Resa. Xolane Mathumbo.
Yeah.
That man we came sedite thata.
What a chairman.
Ke chairman le gore ntsala ke na le tlhompo e tonna go ifutisa ka yene ka gonne setlhopha sa gagwe se beile mo pelong. Ha tsenela mo le for madi a tsenela for fame wa mmona la bua la mo utlwa la bua. Social media ga Xolane Mathumbo wa e kgorumetsa ka jalo Resa ha re bua ka ene ra rata ke masarating Resa. Hayi.
Resa nna ke itse fela atmosphere gore ke a rata.
It's a venue we know it's far to go to.
O batla go tla ka di-sauce tsa go Resa. Tla ka di-sauce tsa go Resa.
Masikhuluma kakhulu yazi ngeResa masikhuluma ama-under 17 ungakhohlisa amaningi ngawo aya under 19 and ama-under 17 eResa sikhuluma ngamaphi abo number 1 isikhathi eside awu number 1 ahluleke ekugcineni I think lapho se yabona ngokuphazima kwese but azoba ama-under 19 okusho khona ukuthi iResa phela enye into uXolana ayisho intwana zakhe ziyazi ukuthi iResa ibingenayo inqubekela phambili after under 19 bewuphela sharp manje sebeyithengile team kumtsipi sebene team so yikho owenza ubheka la academy lawa agcina ka under 19 kuphela intwana zakhona ziyaphusha because they know bafuna ukuya ku Cheese Sundowns DDC yabo because most of the time intwana eziningi mase ifika lapha under 19 iziningi intwana eziboniza sekase ehlala zingibhalela zithi hayi.
We're talking about, remember, Elite Sports Academy, and I know you, Rapileng, got an opportunity to do women's football. You did the COSAFA Cup, and as you know, we also live on SABC Plus. They show women's football. Remember, Elite Sports Academy has women's football. What does that say?
But ba le go ga ba ka nne ba re #football on 216 ba khona go interact le rona re live now bua ka women's football le COSAFA
taking my job
Bukile bana
that's ambekuya athi indlu yakho
uyabonza
ka refresh a gona motho o tsena so ke re ke wa bona bua ka COSAFA wena itumeleng international tournament really international but Resa as well re ra ya ko yona re ilwetsa that top 8 ka women's day Resa top 8 leone they are women's team leone e botlhole thata ka gore Resa we bala le bo JVW we bala le bo Panorama wa bona gore se se dirang ka ko Xolane Mathumbo ga bua ka yona a re keng ga se football academy ke sports
Sports
Academy.
Academy.
Remember,
Badlala nama
Sports
netball.
Academy. Yeah, ba na le dikhopi
tennis.
tse dintsi
Yeah,
tsa metshameko. Mme fela
Yeah.
se ba sa apeyang ka ko resa ka.
Yeah.
Re tlo tsamaya re bona gore se ba ntshetsang.
Well, we know that one of the biggest teams in the country,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's Team Gababa.
Yeah.
Kaizer Chiefs also find themselves in the top 8, right? A team that a lot of other teams find themselves intimidated when they go up against them. But I feel as the years, I mean, we're like, what, in year 3, and we're seeing a lot of competition. And it's not just a walk in the park for Chiefs.
I think mini Chiefs ngishilo lento na last year. Under 13 ba wina ngokugculiseka ngazi noma understand mathi ukugculiseka. Mase wina nje. Like winile ukugculisekile like ma wina le yonke into yakhe perfect. Under 15 baya win. From under 17 and under 19 I don't know bekwenzakalani last year. If abayikhuphula lonto le Chiefs if abayenzi lonto leyo ukuthi balungise under 17 and under 19 nizokhumbula na Gents under 17 ye Chiefs last year being and leyo under 17 mele under 19 so if bazobuya ngale under 17 ngendlela beyedlala ngayo last year kule under 19 le kuzoba nenkinga kakhulu.
Let's take it back to under 13 when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, because one of the things that's very evident is they've got big boys. And a lot of people have been complaining, well, not complaining, but we've heard from the parents saying that Chiefs and their development seems to be a little bit more rigid and a little bit more different from the other clubs.
Yeah. Wa bona itu ha o bua ka Kaizer Chiefs under 13 ne ka setlhopha sa development re bua ka Chiefs mo ga ke tlhola bua a re tlhopha di ntse di bereka eng mo motshameki they focus on the player I get the development team tse di mara Kaizer Chiefs wa lebelang tsa like they love winning so much mo ile gore ba batla go gapa jang ka pa jang that's why o bona bo Emmanuel Azuma bona mo kae ka Emmanuel Azuma bona Musimano mo kae ka jalo they emphasize gore bona ba batla go gapa ka jalo under 13 ya bone ke teng ke bona ka coach Mohamed Bamji ke teng go a gatellang thata teng Sifiso buile gore ya Mohamed Bamji wa rata shemo wa rata Sifiso buile gore under 13 under 15 ba khrometsa but re batla go bona gore ha ba ya go godimo go dira galeng ka mogelo mare letso le tsamaya le kwa under 17 ha ba fitla kwa ke ra gona tsela ya gore ba tlolele ko pele mme ga re itse gore no yana a re se ka ba writer off yet ka gona ke nne ba bankanya yeah a se ka ba kwalla ko ntle a re bona
an ample amount of changes is what we've seen in the Gauteng Development League. We want you to be part of the conversation. It's #football on 216. Be part of the family. It's the faces that you love oh so dearly. And this one is not just necessarily on the pitch side, but also I get to chill with you in studio. The Wits Juniors had an ample amount of changes. Coach Malwanda Hlekane has been gone. Under 19, they find themselves competing, but also we know behind the scenes when it comes to Wits. Raps, there's a lot going on.
Itumeleng ne go tlokisa botlhoko thata re bone Wits Juniors ya go selepeng sa magaga they were just here na ba le close mo setlheng se se fitileng gore ba rengwa ke selepe sa magaga ba le setlhopha se se tshwana le Wits Juniors like re solofetse go le gontsi go tswa go bona re itse gore the reputation ya Wits dingwaga tse ba nang le tsone there's a lot of history behind Wits Juniors me fela ke tshepa ile gore ba tla goletsa dikousu jaaka ga ba dirile change of personnel ko the coaching staff and everything ke tshepa ba bone gore se ba tshwantseng ba se dire ko gore ba dira diphetogo gore ba tletle ba kgone go compete Wits re ba batla go godimo kwa ko bo top 8 gona no Ashpampika.
As Ashpampika. And as we always say, they were flirting with relegation, but they still find themselves with a lifeline and they find themselves in the top 8. That's the Wits Juniors. It's #football on 216. Keep the conversation going. You know, Coach's Corner is up next. It's the finest development league within the country. It's the Gauteng Development League, and this is #football on 216, exclusive to SuperSport schools as well as SABC+. It's Coach's Corner. This is where we get to dissect the teams that you love oh so much in the Gauteng Development League. 13 teams, but only 8 compete within the preseason competition. And Coach Coscarino joins us right now just to give us a good understanding and a grand understanding as to how the teams are really performing.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, Mr. Mukhaki. Happy New Year. Do we still say
we can't say no. I never.
Happy new season. Happy
New season.
That's good. Yeah.
Before Tanamoto, I could do something. Coscarino, from Rio de Val.
the proper Rio.
Rio de Val. So, how work a Coscarino? Oscar no lebala Rio de Val.
All right. I will do diligence. I will do so.
Thanks, man. Itu, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Look, we are going to dissect the top 8. And last year we've seen mixed bag of results. We've seen Kaizer Chiefs lifting the trophy 2 times.
Yes.
Two times. Mamelodi Sundowns lifting in the under 15 category, and then SuperSport United
Under 19.
with the under 19s. But more particularly, I have went through what SuperSport United has done right on that final. And
Yeah.
You wanted to interrupt me. So you know what's in my head. While I'm still analyzing these games, and I see that Mamelodi Sundowns is producing so much good numbers, and yet SuperSport United just edges it. And with dead ball situations, first goal comes from a goal kick, Lucky Mutewi flick on, and then bang, goal. Another one set play, Lucky Mutewi, goal. So 2 dead ball situations they get to score. But if you can check the heat map of press events, Mamelodi Sundowns stands out. They've been pressing on the field of play from the defensive third into the attacking third. And if we have a look at the graphic now, you'll see that their behavior off the ball, these are just transitions off the ball. Immediately once they lose possession, they regain possession in so quick instances. And that tells you a lot about their players and how they are coached.
Uwaka Lucky Mutewi, another product is on Corona from GDL to PSL with love.
Give me my flowers. I coached the ball.
Lucky Mutewi o tshameka go sehlopeng se segolo sa SuperSport United o tswa le ka Koresa o fitile mo dietleng tsa ga Coscarinho from Rio Dival. So ke yone re bua ka yona gore Gauteng Development League
produces the best.
Yeah.
And you can only find these graphics in Football on 216 because these numbers, they come with this perspective of saying that these are not just development players, but they get quality coaching. And you get coaching of the highest level. If you check, the pitch is congested right on the left, and you see that once you see that, once you see that, it tells you that their left back, their left wing, their left attacking midfielder, their left defensive midfielder are working overtime. So immediately once you have such a perspective, then you know that these boys are playing.
This reminds me of a game that we watched and Mamelodi Sundowns was playing, and they were trying to penetrate through the middle. And Coach Van Rooyen kept on saying, that's not how we play, because that does not work for us.
Yeah, most definitely. What Tiro is doing is that in most cases, he goes wide to come inside.
Yeah.
So he attracts the opposition wide, and he can also do it vice versa. Immediately once they see that they are marking their channels very, very sufficiently, then he attracts inside to go outside. Then immediately once that space opens up, you know who comes in the show. They occupy half spaces. They have intelligent players. So that's why they have so much good numbers, but they didn't produce on the day.
Go bua ka tshameko ya Tiro Van Rooyen ke bone gantsi mo seasoning e fetileng itumeleng gore ga ba ya wide ga ba di romela go boxong ba kopana le Majaivan Mr TikTok Tsenolo Motau one time strikers instinct one finish.
100%. Let's move on to the other graphic, and this one shows the consistency index in terms of the top 8 teams. So basically what this graphic shows us is that the top 8 teams in the under 19 division, how consistent were they in the previous season. So Mamelodi Sundowns, Highlands Park, they were the most consistent team, but Mamelodi Sundowns with an efficiency of over 90% of goals. It tells you a lot about their attacking prowess. They score goals for fun. And their defensive structure, it's second to none. But
Highlands Park seems they also have an edge.
Highlands Park had a solid defense. And there's this one gentleman who taught me football. He said, when you have a good foundation, defense wins you leagues. Yeah.
With teams like Highlands Park, would you say that for them, the proof is in the pudding when the kids get older? Because when you look at them at younger divisions, it's not necessarily this trajectory that we're seeing on this graph.
100%. And you are right in saying that when they develop from 15 to 17 years, now they get the structure. Now they get the sense of how Highlands plays. And you even remember in all the olden days, they kept so many clean sheets. And last season, they only conceded less than 20 goals. And Mamelodi Sundowns scored over 96 goals. They scored 97 goals. And against Highlands Park, they struggled to score a lot of goals. So it tells you a lot about their defensive structure.
Highlands Park it was the most consistent team. Like 2 years consecutively,
Highlands Park ntse ba fetsa go godimo.
100%, 100%.
We were talking about Kaizer Chiefs earlier, and I want to know from a coaching perspective. Obviously, from under 13 and under 15, we're getting the big boys, we're getting the well-structured, very physical boys, but we don't necessarily see the progression for Kaizer Chiefs when it comes to under 17 and under 19.
I love what you're saying when the lady of the house. Let's move on to the other graphic, and I'll dissect more on that. This is the game Highlands Park played with Kaizer Chiefs.
Yes.
Under 17 final last year. Kaizer Chiefs heat map in terms of positions won. These guys, they were hounding Highlands Park, and these are young boys. They were hounding Highlands Park, and you'll see that centrally, they were occupying a lot of central areas. And then immediately once they occupied those central areas, Highlands Park couldn't play. They couldn't play. And their pathway, it's a bit questionable because a lot of players nowadays, I can say between 2-3 years from now, maybe they can be able to make it because of their physical stature. That's what they're looking at. You'll find that Musimani, the boy who was playing under 13 last year, he will move up either to under 17 or under 15, but your sources.
What do your sources say?
My reliable sources.
The source.
Please, don't touch our golden boy, please.
100%. But Chiefs' pathway has always been the one with bearing good fruits. But lately, we are not seeing results in terms of their senior team and getting more players from lower divisions. And under 19 struggled last year. And then under 17s also struggled last year, but 13s were doing very, very good.
Yeah.
So it tells you a lot of how are they maneuvering. I'm waiting to see how they will perform this season.
Coach, re ka bona change of personnel in terms of coaching under 17 and 19 ko Kaizer Chiefs. Gonne ra itse gore Kaizer Chiefs e tumile ka dijana. Yaanong go raya gore ba bantse ba sa deliver o nagana gore re ka bona sengwe se se tshwanang le seo. Gape potso nngwe kwa tlo go botsa yona. Under 13 ya Chiefs o nagana gore this year ba tla tsamaya jalo ba dominate the way ba dominated last year.
I believe in Coach Bamji. And
in Bamji we trust.
Yeah. I believe in Coach Bamji. And when we move on to the next slide, it definitely speaks about his team. So basically how the under-13s play, or Coach Bamji's under-13s, how they play is a typical Kaizer Chiefs structure. From bottom up, you'll see that the way they defend, the way they attack, that's how they play. So this graphic shows us that they are penetrating from wide areas. And you'll see that from right to left, I don't know if you can see Jose Khadi, from right to left, on the left-hand side, we have 3 dots there. You see those 3 dots. These are the position, how they lost possession. So basically, these are events where they lost the ball the most. And you'll see that on the right-hand side. So basically, they're trying to occupy wide channels. And that's how they play, even in their senior team. That's how they play. They play with wide players so that they can go inside and go and confront central defenders.
I look at the graph and it looks very, I'm just like,
Colorful.
it does, obviously, right?
Yes.
But I'm also just thinking within the Gauteng Development League and also just maybe football in South Africa.
Yes.
And obviously I think maybe it's the way in which football is progressing. As to wing players, yes, what we're using now, but when then do we use the middle of the park?
You use the middle of the park when the opportunity arises. If you are going to stress your players in the training to say that penetrate the middle all the time, then how about going wide? So you need to be versatile. You need to show them playing wide and also playing in the central areas. But during these modern times, you'll find that a team will play with either 3 or 4 midfielders. And what do you do then?
But coach, the team is the woman. Ba rata go tshameka ba etsa midfield ba wetsa compact ga o lebella the opposite le bone o thola le re kgwele e tshamekela fela fa a gona gore ya go ga kgwele e tla e wela fa e tshamekela fa e swela mo gare so o nagana gore ya beleng mo coach's mind ga re let's pack the midfield o nagana gore go be gona le sengwe sa se boneng gore let's make it compact maybe re bapalise o tshameka ke eng se leng gore sa be sta go coaching kana go.
I believe football nowadays is played with intent, and every coach, they have their own strategies. But again, you can have a strategy and you need to counter your own actions, because you will have a strategy of attacking wide. What if the team that's playing against you attacks wide? Did you manage to defend wide or not? You get it? So probably in most cases, you'll find coaches that are packing the midfield. And yet again, they focus also on wide areas. So basically, it complements both departments. So maybe a lot of players who are focused more on playing wide, like wing play. If you are going to play wing play, and then you'll know that you need crosses in most of the time, or you need low crosses. So you need good crossing ability and also good finishing ability, but not taking away the little play, like the short spaces in terms of building up. Yeah, so it depends on a coach, and we're getting a lot of slack nowadays because everything that happens in the pitch, it's blamed on the coach. Sometimes the players do their own thing there.
Yeah,
you know.
I know you studied SuperSport United and Mamelodi Sundowns intensively and extensively. Let's go into them because I want to know that yes, they did everything right. 100%. Both the sides. It's just that one we had to have a winner.
Yeah.
But if they keep the same playing style this season, would it still work, specifically for SuperSport United?
I'm going to make you laugh.
What must change?
Look, nothing has to change, but people are adaptive out there.
Yeah.
Look at Pep Guardiola at City.
No, man. Is this why I came in here? Because I was wearing a City shirt. No, you didn't have to do it like that.
But facts are facts.
Yeah, you didn't have to do it like that. That hurts.
Facts are facts.
Okay.
I get rate ka Kgosigadi o no latlhela Tottenham
No, Spain is a big deal. So basically, if Sundowns is going to be bringing the same style of play, I believe they will be too predictable. And SuperSport is one of the unpredictable teams. Youth football senior team. Look, literally they played 2 set play and they scored from those last year. They won the cup. They do that this year, probably something can change. Maybe they'll struggle. I don't know. But they stand a good chance because they can play short, they can also play long. So they need to be innovative.
With the new personnel that Orapeleng did mention today, are you satisfied? Did they sign according to their issues or to where they feel like they have gaps?
Very good boys, eh? Very, very good boy. What's that name?
London's Samuel from Highlands Park.
Yes.
Yeah, very industrial. Yeah.
Very good signing. Coach Ndaba, I'm very close with him and a top gentleman. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's doing. Always pays attention to detail and he's always hammering his boys because like we've seen on screen that when he gets in the field of play, he's definitely gunning for 3 points. So he wants to win. And I believe that this season is going to be an interesting one. Watch out for SuperSport United.
We didn't talk about Nicholas Nicolau. This is someone who had a tragic injury last season, goalkeeper of SuperSport United. In the clip, we saw him make fantastic saves. When we're talking about golden gloves.
One boy who's coming up. Yeah. One boy is definitely coming up. And look out for that space. He's a very good shot stopper and he can also play on the feet.
O tlhalosa ka Nicholas Nicolai o ka gopola gore SuperSport United le go tlhatlhosa batshwaradino o ka gopola Zachary Tate Mzegezege o tshameka ka go DDC ya SuperSport United ha o ka gopola Nicholas Nicolai e ne le ene second best ga Zachary Tate ana le teng o muletse phatla Zachary Tate o go DDC ke nako ya gore Nicholas a tsholetse dikausu le ene a iponagatse gore ke sana le bokgoni ba nang bona.
That was a deliberate question, simply because I'm thinking about the Premier Division within South Africa. We look at the goalkeeping issue within the country, and people, they like to call it an issue, but I do believe that we have capable goalkeepers. But we're at a lack. We're at a shortfall.
We basically lacking intelligence, in my opinion. We're lacking intelligence in all departments. Yes, there are players who are occupying a lot of sport in the field, but they lack intelligence. Like, for instance, one person like myself can come and say, we're lacking strikers. Why are we lacking strikers? Are we developing strikers to score goals? Or are we developing strikers to play as false nines? You get it? So that's why we're lacking a lot of prowess in terms of goal scoring and in terms of playing and in terms of decision making. So tactical awareness is a problem in the country.
So with saying that, I know you were there at the Engine Cup. You got to see Stellies, for instance, where they actually had coaches for each department, right?
Yes.
Do you believe that we need more of that within the Gauteng Development League? Because I don't think we have that for all the teams.
I love guys. You're asking relevant questions. The football is changing, and I'll even surprise you and tell you that in Europe they have coaches for substitutes.
Yeah.
Typical coaches for substitutes.
Yeah.
So why not implement it in South Africa? Why don't you have a defensive coach? Why don't you have a set-piece coach? Because that's where football is changing to. And it's basically showing that once you get good numbers in terms of deliverables, then you are bound to get results at the end of the day.
Ke fetso kry-a molaetsa fa coach George Matthews a re ke go bolelele cause ka gore ba tlo go boloka setlhopha seo se seo sa gago.
Okay.
Well, we will offline this conversation off air, right? And I mean,
100%.
just like that, I can't believe that we're done with the first episode and the first installment of a brand new season of Football on 216. Koskarinyo, o rapeleng Mogaki, Sfiso Gutle Bonke Msimango, or Lebogang Mahume, and yes, Itumeleng Khosigadi Akapanda. It's been absolutely fantastic. We get to meet you out at the grounds for the top 8 of the Gauteng Development League. This weekend, we start off. Mamelodi Sundowns is also in action, so you want to meet us at the grounds, come and say hi, but also interact with us and let the conversation continue. Thank you so much for joining us. We do it again next week. Tell everyone that we are live. We want you to be part of this family. Take care.